Australia, wide open landscapes, tranquil cities, and a history that stands apart from much of the world. Unlike so many nations born in fire and revolution, Australia never faced a civil war. But why? What made this young nation avoid internal armed conflict? Let's start at the beginning. Australia's colonial story is unique. While America and France were shaped by passionate revolutions and hard-fought battles for independence, Australia began as a penal colony. British authorities shipped convicts and administrators to these distant shores. There was no sudden break, no armed uprising. Instead, Australian society grew slowly under the watchful eye of the British Crown, with institutions developing step by step rather than overnight. Geography also played its part. Just look at a map. Australia is huge, almost the size of the continental United States, but with far fewer people, and almost all of them living near the coast. With no neighbouring land borders, there was little outside influence to stir up internal divisions. The vast outback acted as a natural barrier, and isolated communities rarely saw themselves as rivals to the point of conflict. Then, there's the story of federation. In 1901, Australia's colonies united, not through war, but through votes. A series of referendums, open debates, and political compromise led to the birth of the Commonwealth of Australia. The British monarchy remained a distant but stabilising presence. Power transferred peacefully, setting a strong precedent for the new nation. But perhaps most important is Australia's culture of compromise. Over the decades, major issues like workers' rights, women's suffrage, and even today's debates over Indigenous recognition have largely played out at the ballot box, not on the battlefield. Australians have tended to value negotiation and reform over revolution. There's an ingrained preference for discussion, for voting, for gradual change rather than dramatic showdowns. So, when you look at those peaceful scenes, sunlit beaches, bustling cities, and quiet bushland, remember, Australia's story is less about avoiding conflict by accident and more about choosing a different path at every crossroads. Through unique beginnings, natural barriers, peaceful politics, and a culture of compromise, Australia has managed to write its history without the shadow of civil war. And maybe that's something worth reflecting on.